Good morning everyone and welcome to this week's video. It is Sunday morning, I just woke up, which means it's time for a long run. And in this video I plan to walk you through what my diet looks like on those long run days, how I have energy for my run, but then also the time for the rest of the day. However, my preparations start the night before as I mix up my overnight oats, so I say we jump back to last night first. Hello everyone, it is Saturday night around 9 p.m. now, so I'm slowly winding down for bedtime. But before I go to sleep, I'm gonna mix up my overnight oats. The four base ingredients I would say are, of course, oats, chia seeds, yogurt, and any type of milk. This is like an oat and almond mixed milk. So those are the base ingredients, and then I put in whatever toppings I have. This time I got some frozen mixed berries left. So I'm gonna top it with this and then just throw it all together. Usually I just eyeball it, but this time I got out my scale so I can tell you guys how much exactly I put in there. Yeah, so that I can also calculate the macros for the meals that I'll put up at some point in the video. But I say we start mixing it up. Usually starting with the oats. So we have about 50 grams of oats here. Then I add about a tablespoon usually of chia seeds, maybe a bit more. So yeah, just about 20 grams here. And of course the yogurt, this has 150 grams. I'm gonna throw all of that in there for some creaminess. And now I'm gonna add the oat milk. Here, make sure that it has a liquid consistency now, because the oats and especially the chia seeds are gonna soak up a lot of the liquid over the night. And then finally, let's put in the berries. Now all we gotta do is cover it up, and now we put it in the fridge. So this is what they look like this morning. I'm just gonna add a little bit of honey for some sweetness. And then I say we dig in. There we go, all gone. Now I'm gonna wait about an hour to let my body digest the food before I go outside. So I say we skip forward. I'm gonna watch some Formula One, and then I'm gonna bring you along for my long run.
Now sees the crowd standing for him. The Australian Grand Prix is going to be win number 1 in 2025 for Lando Norris. He picks up where he left off in Abu Dhabi.
The weather is kind of gross, but sometimes those are the best runs. So I guess we'll just go from here and see how it goes. Done. 12 more to go. Kilometer 6, 5:36. Kilometer 9, 5:33. Kilometers, 5:34. There we go. Kilometer 15. Should have definitely brought some gloves, but no, was happy with the run. 5:33 pace overall. But now I say we head inside. I'm gonna take a hot shower, and then it's time for breakfast or lunch or brunch, I guess. And now it's time for breakfast though. I already put out the ingredients. So I'm gonna have some eggs and then some bread with cream cheese and salmon. Then also some tomatoes. I think I'm just gonna toss those into the eggs. And that should be it for the breakfast. Pretty simple. Get some proteins from the eggs and the salmon, and then also some good carbs from the bread. Then I also realized that with all the filming, I forgot to take my supplements this morning. I got these off of Amazon. I don't have a sponsorship yet. If you want to sponsor me, hit me up. But no, I'm just taking pretty simple creatine, mostly for my gym performance, but also my recovery. So just overall strength, recovery, but also muscle growth. Then multivitamins are pretty self-explanatory, I guess. Although I try to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables, I'm just trying to be safe with taking these every day. And then omega-3 fish oil capsules. I don't eat fish every week, I would say, so I'm just trying to be sure here to top up my omega-3, which has a bunch of benefits, but mostly, I guess, brain health and clarity and mental health. So those are the supplements. I'm gonna eat those now and then prepare the breakfast. There we go. So this is what we end up with. I'm going to tell you more about the macros and what's in this meal after, but now I don't really want to wait any longer and dig in and enjoy this meal. Punish this meal, and now let's look into the macros. Put them down on this sheet here. For this meal, the breakfast, we had 21 grams of carbs, 40 grams of fats, 62 grams of protein. So that brings us to 719 calories for this meal. And then I still owe you the facts from the overnight oats. Those had 52 grams of carbs, 16 grams of fat, and then 19 grams of protein. So a total of 475 calories. That puts me at around 1,200 calories now for the day, which is probably roughly what I burned on the run. So works out pretty well. This is pretty interesting for me as well because I haven't tracked calories in a while. Yeah, surprised by how much protein actually was in this meal, which I'm not complaining about. But yeah, let's get this day started. I'm probably gonna start editing this video already throughout the day and then catch up with you for the next meal, which is gonna be lunch or late lunch, but we'll see. So see you then. 75 calories. That puts me at around 1,200 calories now for the day, which is probably roughly what I burned on the run. So works out pretty well. There we go. It is finally time for lunch. If you can still call it that, it's around 4 o'clock. The rice is already cooking. And then I cut up some tofu that I marinated in just soy sauce and sesame oil. Which I'm gonna throw into this pan real quick. And then we also got broccoli. And then the goal is to ultimately mix that all together to make like a tofu broccoli rice bowl. Yeah, really excited. Very hungry right now. So let's see how it turns out. So this is the end result, a basic tofu rice broccoli bowl. Definitely a lot of food. Probably gonna have some leftover for later tonight, but I say now we dig in while it's still hot, and then I'll tell you more about the macros while I'm eating. Delicious. But now let's look at the magic sheet again with the macros for this meal. So it had 118 grams of carbs, 83 grams of protein, and 55 grams of fats, which brings us to 1,340 calories for this whole meal. I still have some left, so I'm gonna wait a bit and then finish off the rest. But yeah, it was very good. Obviously with the tofu, you have a lot of protein in it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna relax for a little bit before finishing the rest of it and then see if maybe I'll need a snack later. Because I think now I'm at 2,500 calories for the day, which definitely doesn't cover how much I've burned with the long run. If I'm not hungry, then I'm also not gonna try to push to eat more calories than I want in the end. So I'll catch you later. When I'm probably gonna snack, but for now, this was good. Got the job done. Yeah.
Smiling together in photos. It's standing together in hard times. It's recognizing a common struggle in another person and reaching out to offer them a loving hand.
I know I'm a bit late to the party, but I just started watching Severance the last couple of days, and I'm hooked now. I think this is episode 6. I've been just relaxing. I'm getting really tired. That's usually what happens on those long run days, where at night I'm quite exhausted and I'm probably not going to stay up much longer. I did want something sweet, although I'm still pretty full, but I'm going to eat a little bit of this chocolate granola and then slowly wind down. I'm going to put up the total macros and calories at the end of this video, but I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Bye.
You fraternizing too?
What? No. I'm a leader who cares about his employees and takes their requests seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at you, all dewy mouth. You never smile at me.
He's right, Mom. You spare the facial encouragements.
That's ridiculous. I smile all the time.